Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Financial Fitness Friday. I'm here with my co-host Dave. And so today we are going to talk about what I think is coming. All right. And I want you guys to know, like, a lot of people feel like it's much longer than it really is to get things turned around and done the right way. And here's what I mean by that. Dave, how long does it take you to fix someone's credit on average?
Oh man, at least a fair 6 months.
Correct. But if they don't start right away, that you keep kicking that can down the road, right?
Yep, and turn in a year, 18 months.
Yep. And if you think about the money it costs somebody, right? This isn't just like business credit, personal credit, guys. This is about getting your stuff in order, being very productive, and actually living the type of life that you want to live. All right. I see it all the time. If it takes 6 months to get your credit up, right, guess what? It also takes about 6 months to build your business credit. But if you don't start, you're always at that 6 month waiting period. If you start and you give it everything you got, maybe you do it in 6, maybe you do it even sooner. You know what I mean? But you have to get the ball moving. Right. And so, like, what I see now is I see a lot of people just not moving, taking that first step forward. I also see coming down the road, I think that we're in for like very turbulent times. I think we're in for like a weaker economy than everybody thinks. And what makes me think and say that is if you look at the price of the hard assets, they're going through the roof. Okay. We've lost 10% of the value of the dollar since the start of the year. Okay. And so that means that if you were making $100,000 to start the year, it feels like you're making 90. Okay. That's a big difference. And so what I would tell you guys is you have to be proactive with these things. Okay. If you know that that's happening. All right. And I can tell you why it's happening, right? We're having economic warfare with certain countries. They're not buying our debt anymore. And we keep accumulating debt at a very fast rate, which drives the value of the dollar down. All right. If you know the dollar is going down, what can you do about that? Well, you can invest in assets, homes. You can invest in real like crypto. You can invest in gold and silver, right? I started talking about this when Biden was in office, and I was buying silver, okay, at get this, $22 to $23 an ounce. Do you know where it is now?
Well, I'll tell you, it's 42.31.
Yeah, it's not a bad investment, right? I was buying gold at like 2,800 an ounce. Where's that now, Dave?
Almost 3,700. It's 36.80 and 10 cents exactly.
Yeah, and so guys, and same thing with the digital assets. If you started when I told you, you could have been getting Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like I think Bitcoin was like 50 grand, 60 grand. You don't have to buy a full one, guys. You could buy a little bit here and there. All right.
2 years ago was what 18,000 when it took that big, massive loss, and that was really the time.
Yeah, but think about this, dude. How many? I've been saying this for years, right? Yep. Same thing with the real estate, and that really is the difference. Because if you just stay in a cash-based economy, okay, and all you hold is cash, your value, the value of your holdings, the value of everything you work for is going down, not up.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you have to be able to be smart about these things. Same thing with businesses, guys. Like business, you have to be able to generate a return above that. And when you can't, businesses go under. All right. And I'm seeing more and more business owners and entrepreneurs struggle. And I hate seeing that. All right. I talked about building a corporate reserve, a corporate treasury. Okay. I told you, I gave you guys the blueprint. I would still tell you to do that. Why? Because it's going to safeguard your company. You know, if you're buying in now and then you need the money in 6 months, well, that money, if you're buying it at what 117 today and it goes to 150, okay, you have some significant upside that beat inflation. All right. And it's finding these little ways to out earn the market. It's finding these little ways to protect your net worth. It's finding these ways to, continue to build that nest egg, because these economies and when things go up and down, it doesn't last that long. Okay, if we're going to be in for, let's say, a rough 6 months, or hey, maybe it might be 3 years. 2008 to 2011 were pretty turbulent times. But the people that had cash and the people that did the right thing with the cash, okay, they made fortunes. I think we're heading into that period again. All right. And it's not to scare you, it's to prepare you. Right. There's nothing I'm doing is trying to make you fear this. Everything I'm doing is trying to help you and set you guys up for the future. Dave, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, look at history, right? It's everything up, down, left, right, A, B, start, right? If you want to put it in Nintendo terms. But let's be serious, guys. Look over the last 100 years, right? There's been countless down times. There's also been some great opportunity times. And I think the big thing, and Jonathan hit that like right on the head, when I think of the word diversify, right? Most people think of the word diversify as, oh shit, well, when I buy stocks or when I get my mutual fund or my IRA, I got to diversify this. I got to put in large. I got to put in medium. Like, no, diversify in other things, right? Yep. Look at gold. Look at silver. One of the best relationships I just made over the last 2 months was a gold and silver broker here in town, like here in Hellertown, man. Awesome dude, man. Shout out to Alex. And he's taught me a lot just over kind of what he does, what to look for, what he thinks the market is. And this is something he's been experienced for over 5 years. And, we don't think of these things. Gold and silver have been around forever. It's basically, if you really think about it, it is the currency since the beginning of human times, right? Gold and silver, whether it's in circulation or not, it has its own value, right? Completely separate from fiat currency. But guys, like that's one thing, right? Bitcoin or even crypto, right? Even if you quote unquote miss that bubble, still get in. This stuff's going to raise. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to go up in value, right? Especially as the dollar gets worse. Well, people are going to look for this stuff. More people are going to learn. And it's, hey, we have this digital currency that pretty much the world is going to take. Why aren't we a part of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Like even me, man, like I didn't understand it. Now I understand it. Now I get it. Now keep in mind, there's a couple players, right? Don't get into all the bullshit coins and,
I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy
that's gambling.
Fart coin, okay?
Yeah,
that is like legalized gambling, okay? But if you get the majors, what do the majors look like? Bitcoin. Yep. Some could argue Ethereum, although it's not as popular, but I still think it's a decent play. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Yep. Okay. These are all things that you guys should be investing in on a regular basis. And part of this is, and the reason why most people struggle with it is it takes you living well below your means, okay, for a long enough time to accumulate it. And then you can live how you want to live after you have built that type of nest egg. Me personally, I've never switched that off. Okay. I just don't. I don't believe in it because I'm not smart enough to determine where everything is going at every single time, every single corner, every single day. Okay. So I make sure that those are habits and I keep my discipline up and I do it all the time. And it just builds. And then when I need to go do something like get a house in a different country, okay, I can do that, and I don't have to sweat about it.
I think the big thing you said earlier, right, is being proactive, right? Most people get reactive, right? Oh man, like I'm waiting till the last minute, or oh shit, I'm about to have a bottom out. Most of the time when you get in that situation, even if you needed something, if you made a move, like say lending, for example, you're probably going to be in a position that you can't even do it because you waited too long. Maybe you have too much debt, right? Maybe your credit's a little too low. You did a reactionary instead of being proactive. Yeah. One of the things you and I always talk about, especially in business, man, it's offense, man. You guys got to play offense. Defense is only in sports. Offense is in business and life. You got to continuously play offense, take calculated risks, look at things, learn things, watch stuff like this. I learn a lot just from this stuff, just from the conversations, man. Have conversations with the right people.
Absolutely, guys. Well, look, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Share with someone who needs to hear it. And we will catch you on Mindset Monday. Take care.
Be great, y'all.